Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back for another in-depth character review. You can see I've got the camera off because I've got both healthy and injured sides up for Dormammu. Got a utility cookie with me. How you going, brother?
What's up? I'm Darren. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. Just chilling. It's about 1:30 in the morning. It's about dinner time for you, so this will be a nice speedy one, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But geez, quick initial impressions. What do you think? One second.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Oh, I love him. I love him. He's
Yeah,
great.
it's just bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't. Yeah, not so much to.
speechless.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a first. That's a first. I'm pretty much the same because of what you told me before. We'll get to that after. So first of all, 10 health, guys. This guy is just going to be there forever. You might spend an entire turn beating on him, and he still might not daze. 12 health on the injured side. So I think this is going to be similar to Thanos, where it's realistically he's probably not going to die or KO on very many games. Medium mover, large base. So he is extremely fast. Size 5. Now, I just want to touch on this real quick. There is a lot of throws in the game that we have just always assumed can throw anything because it's size 4 and down. There's actually not much that can throw this guy. Like, do you think of anything utility off the top of your head?
I think Shuri can push him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Does Kingpin have a size on his Hail to the King?
no, I think Kingpin can throw him, and Thanos' strike.
Yep.
But there might be some others, maybe some web pools and stuff.
Yeah. So that's just crazy. I mean, that being said, Kingpin like stocks up, right? Because now if he sees Dormammu, that's a size 5 throw off a 3 power Hail to the King and it's an auto throw. That's
I love them.
yeah. That's you better take brace if you're playing Dormammu, I'll tell you that right now. 8 threat. So this is the most expensive character in the game. Like I know Thanos can be more expensive, but 8 threat, that's a lot. I mean, but you're paying a premium, I think, at 8 threat to get what you're getting here. Just 4-4-5 for defense. I think that's the best defense in the game we've seen. Is there anyone with better defense than that, apart from defensive tech?
I don't think so. Just
No.
baseline stat. I think this is the highest.
That's number one.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez. Do you want to hit the attacks?
Sure, yeah. First up, we have energy attack, Shadow Hulk, range 4, 6 dice. On a wild, he has Hex, and on a wild, he has Set Power. Doesn't
That's
seem that great on first glance, for a threat. But if you look at this last superpower, what he adds to damage,
yeah, exactly.
it's insane.
It's nuts. And then he's got his range 3 mystic attack for 5 power, which I don't know if you're going to see him do this that often. Like he will. I think he will if he really needs to delete somebody. But I think mainly Shadow Bolt's where he's going to be just smashing it out. But do you want to go through the incantation of obliteration, which I love the name of, by the way?
Yeah, nice rhyme to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, 3 range, mystic, 8 dice, so pretty good. 5 power, and if I see correctly, on a crit hit, shield and a skull, he can make the attack again for free at another target within 2 that has not been targeted by the incantation of obliteration this round. So
I do like
there's
that. Go ahead.
if there's enough targets nearby, you can just hit multiple characters with it. If you roll this,
Yeah. That's the first time we've ever seen 4, I think, four requirements to do something. And I do like that they have put the little caveat at the end there that it can't be somebody who's already been targeted by it because, like MODOK double tapping with Doomsday Chair, we've all felt that. It's really powerful, but this would be even worse than that. And I really am happy that there's a little bit of a limitation already we've seen, which that's good.
yeah, yeah.
That being said, let's just skip straight to his final superpower, and you guys will now see why, because Utility pointed this out to me. I did not see it. It's full credit to him here, why these 2 attacks are just going to be insane. Do you want to hit his Master of the Realm of Darkness?
Yeah, sure. It says when this character suffers damage from an enemy effect, it gains 1 power instead of power equal to the damage suffered. So he's always stunned, basically. When another allied character is damaged by an enemy effect or flames of the fault line, this character gains 1 power. So when allied gets damaged, he gains power. But the point you're referring to is the last sentence. Additionally, when calculating successes or failures of this character's attacks, this character adds the number of skulls in both the attack and defense roll to its total successes. So like Scarlet Witch, he counts skulls in his attack rolls, but on top of that, if your opponent rolls any skulls in his defense rolls, those are extra successes for him.
Which is just, like, I didn't put that together until you pointed that out to me. This can make for just some insane damage spikes, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm just trying to think of the numbers,
yeah.
and I can't.
I don't know the odds.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, I've put Scarlet Witch on the table a lot, so I can already see what he would do when you compare him to her. But on top of that, I mean, my opponent has rolled 1 or 2 skulls in his defense a lot of times, so that's just 3 extra 1 or 2 damage.
Yeah, and it's particularly savage, I think, against some of the guys that are going to try and be tanking him, like your martial artists and things like that, which are blanks of success. So it doubles down on them doing one of their only failures, actually adds damage to it as well, which is just mental. And you mentioned Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch for me has to be one of the best characters in the game that feels good when attacking. Like, you just don't care. You just chucking dice and you just know you're going to be doing heaps of damage and it feels good. So he's going to have that same feeling, which is, I think, I'm really happy to see that, because he's 8 threat and he will feel particularly bad if he fluffs a roll.
Yeah, exactly. Because if and imagine if 2 rolls of his are bad, and you throw 8 threat away. Because if you look at his other superpowers, I mean, the most comparable character is, I think, Thanos, right?
Yep.
With some gems, and if you compare him to him, Thanos has a lot of control as well, on top of damage. If you give him a time gem and a mind gem, for example.
Oh yeah.
9 there. Yeah, he has some control and some damage output, while Dormammu only has damage, and I mean, that's his way of controlling. So yeah, you really want those rolls to stick, and these skulls help a lot. He actually had some control though. If you look at another superpower, but maybe
let's hit it. Yeah. So we'll go through the 2 superpowers and then we'll hit the leadership afterwards. So we've got Not of This Dimension. It's 3 power. Place this character within 2 of its current position. It can only be used once per turn. So at first I thought, 3 power within 2. That's pretty cool. It's a little bit expensive for what it actually does. And then you pointed out that he has a large base. So just imagine, just go guys, get your MODOK out, put him on the table, put a 2 down, and then put him at the end of the 2 and see how far that goes. And then put a range 4 on the end of that. Like, he has a huge threat range around him because of this.
Yeah, it's like Red Skull teleporting MODOK up, right?
Yep.
But then doing it themselves. So.
Exactly. Bring Red Skull as well. Do it twice. So nice you can do it twice. Oh man. Then we got the feel the power of darkness. I almost said the dark side. 2 power. After an attack targeting this character is resolved, it may use its superpower, so it's reactive. The attacking character is pushed away from this character S and gains Hex. If the attacking character already had the Hex special condition, it gains the Incinerate. I think that this is absolutely savage. Like, there's a few things around that are kind of like this, like your Scarlet Witch has Judgment and things like that, but getting pushed and hit with a Hex or Incinerate, like, oof. And for 2 power, what do you reckon about this one, utility?
Seems good. I mean, like we mentioned, right? 8 threat and no control, but again, he has some controller, and thinking about it already with some rosters, I think the key will be to focus him down and not the roster around him. So you want to get him off the table fast, and I think characters like Corvus and with all you've got, you can do it. But this makes it pretty unattractive to do, and then he can push off other characters of Obscures, give them Hex or Incinerate. And if you add like Mordo, who has been spoiled, right, a few days ago, I think he had the superpower that you can spread all the conditions.
Oh yes, both of those.
So, that's some nice synergy there. Mordo can give him extra dice with the skulls counting.
In both attack and defense. It is like sending out nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Mordo. There's a couple of guys I know, some of the other Strike Better hosts, are not super hyped on him, but I just see a 3-point just utility piece that is just excellent. You're not going to be upset bringing him in. It's going to make all your other stuff better. And now we see him paired with somebody who's supposed to be paired with, and it's kind of scary.
And combining it with the leadership, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now we go to the Flames of the Faltine. How do you say that? Faltine, yeah, I think so. So it's affiliation, Dark Dimension. So this is where what Utility and I were talking about just before we started recording. This is where this starts to, like, if you thought this was spicy now, we're getting real spicy. So if Dormammu is included in a squad, any squad, that squad is affiliated with Dark Dimension and must use this leadership ability. This character and each other character you control gains 1 additional power during the power phase. During the power phase, if another allied character has 6 or more power, it suffers 1 damage. So it's similar to the cubes, and it's like you can't use like Kingpin's ability on it because it's not enemy damage. Kingpin is enemy damage, right? Like Thanos is enemy damage. Kingpin is he any damage?
Let me check.
Yeah, you do that. I'll keep talking. This is nutty. This is nuts, guys. So you can just throw Dormammu as your number 10 in any roster, and you have Dark Dimensions as a affiliation and a leadership. You don't have to bring in Mordo. You don't have to bring in, 2 to 3 other pieces to maintain affiliation. If you ever want to swap to him, you just put Dormammu in and you get it. But you must use this. And I think that's actually insane because that just makes roster building kind of crazy because, like, especially when you're doing these things like these online leagues, you're trying to take into account the potentials that your opponent can play. And if there's number 10 Dormammu in that roster, like, it just opens it wide open. Like, I just think it's nuts. What do you think about Utility?
Yeah, it's great. I checked Kingpin for a sec, and Kingpin can reduce any damage. So
Perfect. Okay. So he'll slot in well there again. Stocks up.
Yeah, and you mentioned something, and I didn't think about it yet, but it's like cube, so it can be kind of dangerous, right? If
Yes.
you models on health, they daze in the power phase.
Oh, yeah. And I'm that guy. I'm always the guy that dazes in the power phase. It's never my opponent. It's always me. It probably is both, but it feels like it's always me. So it's a little bit dangerous, this leadership.
Especially on cubes, it's like 2 damage.
Oh, yeah. You definitely... So that you've already raised something that we can probably pick into Dormammu. If you are versing a Dormammu squad, cubes is probably a legitimate pick. I mean, your guys are going to be taking damage, and then obviously Dormammu is going to be deleting them. But at least his friendly characters are going to be getting extra power because of the cube, and then potentially taking 2 damage in the power phase, which that's a lot of damage, to be honest, to open up a turn. Can also change who he picks for priority, but geez, we were talking about just some characters. I know you've already been looking at this because you messaged me specifically about doing this video. What's some characters that you think synergize well with Dormammu, knowing now that we don't even have to worry about bringing in 2 other characters to make up affiliation? You can just pick anyone.
Yeah, the first thing I was thinking about was like a spam roster with Sam. So just place a spam roster, and then you can easily switch into a Dormammu roster going narrow. So, and then you already have characters like maybe like Valkyrie, who will be ridiculous with more power. She can like interact with the center objective and throw instead of only throw.
Yep, that's amazing.
Iron Fist can do the Iron Fist top of 2, can move, kick, be on 4 power. Next round, be on 7, kick, do the Iron Fist, and like you said, do it round 4 again.
Yep.
That's insane.
Let's just hit that for a second. So, guys, I don't know if you played Iron Fist yet, but his big attack basically does a lot of damage. It's like 8 dice, 9 dice, something like that. It's energy. Like that's irrelevant. It puts an activated tick on who he's doing it to. And if they're already activated, it puts a stagger. But like, just think about Dormammu. You're already going to be narrow, so you're probably going to have priority. And like Utility said, there's nothing you can do to stop a start of turn 2 activated tick being put on one of your characters. And because it's Iron Fist, it's off a teleport. So you're not going to be able to stop it. He can hit your backline. He can hit your Scarlet Witch who's protected at the back. Unless you've got a bodyguard sitting there, what do you do?
Yeah. That's great, right? I don't think you play Dormammu like always, right? Because
no.
He has some weaknesses. But if you like a Sam roster, he's just the perfect fit there because Sam can cover a lot of matchups, and then if you need some big damage dealers,
slot him in. Yeah.
yeah.
And like you said, like this leadership, just this character and each other character you control gains one additional power during the power phase. So your single power characters now go to 2. So take a look at your favorite characters, guys, and see what they can do with 2 power in turn 1. But don't forget, your 2 power characters now go to 3. And like what Utility said, Valkyrie turn 1 can now interact and throw. So she now becomes even better for objective control. Iron Fist, top turn 2, we've got a activated tick coming out. Hell, even Doctor Strange could do the same thing as well, but his is a bit of more RNG. Thor gets a 4 Asgard, turn 1. Yeah, there you go. That's another 6 threat, like you said. 6 plus 6 plus 8. We're looking at a 20 threat squad if you go 2 6s and a 8 Dormammu. So you can put in a Thor there and he can 4 Asgard on turn 1. I mean, this is not like new stuff because we've had advanced R&D in the game and, A-Force leadership and things like that. But this is like, you don't have to take those cards anymore. You just take Dormammu and you get it.
Yeah, the original Cap, right? He made Superpowers 1 cheaper. It's basically the same, but with a killy character.
Yeah, but this is like so much better, right? Because it's 1 additional power. So it's not just superpowers. Like, it is basically the same in that superpowers are cheaper because you have more power, but you can spend that power on attacks. So this is like really aggro. So it kind of just like stocks up. I think he's going to shake up the meta something fierce. I will just cover one more thing. He has flight. He has immunity to bleed, incinerate, and stagger. So he is an absolute beater. Bleed is one of the most popular conditions in the game. Incinerate is really strong, and I think he's going to like playing on demons anyway. So now he's an even better demon target because he can sit on the objective and ignore the downside of it. And immunity to stagger, I mean, do you know of any other characters that are immune to stagger? I know they're out there, but...
Wolverine, right? On the side.
But that's it. Like, it's the most powerful condition in the game because it completely dictates somebody's next action, right? Or next start of their turn. So you can really, like, neuter somebody. And he's just like, nope, can't do it to me. I'm 8 threat, and there's no way you're going to tell me what my actions are because they're mine.
Yeah, and I was looking at... he's so good. I was looking at Baramordo. His power to spread the conditions is 2. So if you get that hex off, like round 1 on Dormammu, he can immediately spread that hex around. Right,
yeah, because he can action gain power. He gets an additional power from Flames of the Fultine, or however you say it. Jeez, so like your Mordo, if you were just going super aggro, you could just move up turn 1 to an objective and just gain 2 power, and then you start the next turn with 6 power, so you can pump up 3 attacks on 3 different characters. Like that's what I was trying to do in Avengers. Dormammu can just, here you go, guys. Everybody gets it. This is nuts. I think this is just a massive shake-up.
Yeah, I think so. I love him.
I just can't wait to get this guy on the table. I think the size 5 is going to be really interesting. It's going to be, if you are a character able to move him, it's going to be savage. Like Shuri stocks up again, always good. and another big mystic attack as well.
Yeah.
Paul Wakanda.
Yeah, I think he loves demons, like you said, immune to incinerate, and then it's a bit narrow, so his spender can be really good.
Yep. And he's just, it's actually like, I'm just trying to picture how quick he is. Like Angela's quick as a medium-based long mover. I suspect he's as quick. I've not actually put it on the table, but
he's like Ghost Rider, right? Ghost Rider is also on large base. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, he gets to the center, but not within one of the objectives. So he's fast and
not quite fast enough though. That's good.
Yeah.
It'd be a bit crazy if he took the crown in every single category he wanted to.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But we have to see. I think how impactful he will be.
Absolutely.
He's a beater for sure.
Oh yeah, and I like attrition style stuff. I like beaters, so I'm 100% on board with this. This is gonna be fun when he hits the table. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, can't wait. I can't wait.
You got anything else you want to cover on him at all? Utility?
No, I'm gonna look at the way.
Keep some secrets?
Round 1 place. No, yeah, keep some secrets. Also check some round 1 plays he can enable.
Yeah, exactly. Like this guy's been spoiled what, like an hour and a half ago or something like that. So this is really fresh, guys. This is our initial impressions. I suspect there is some more things that he'll be able to do. Some round one plays. Someone's going to think of some characters to put with him that just turn up to the next level, just become instant god tier. So yeah, this is going to be crazy. You could just fill a Dormammu squad, by the way, with just like mainly 5 and 6 threat characters, and then just bring in like 1 or 2 or 3, like 3 and 2 threaders, so you can fill out your low end threat values, and then just have fun and just stay 3 wide the whole time. Right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. No, it's not too bad. Well, mate, thank you very much for coming on. I'll have to get you on to do some more. I'm trying to get more people on to do some of these in-depth character reviews, because guys like yourself see things that I don't. I mean, I take an initial impression and I see things like, hey, his leadership is cubes, but then you see things like, look how hard he's going to hit with his Realm of Darkness.
Yeah, and it's always fun to bounce back and forth a bit, right?
Oh, 100%. Thanks heaps, brother. I'm going to cruise this up here or end this up here, and yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys.